What's up, guys? Today I'm making my picks for week 1 of the NFL season. This is something that I'd like to do each week and potentially have a video out every Wednesday or so. For this to happen, I'll have to reduce the production value of this channel slightly, so I'm just going to use the NFL.com weekly pick'em on their website. What's cool about this though is that I'm able to make it into a group, so if you can join me and pick against me all season, then that'd be awesome. I'll give shout outs to the guys with the top entries each week. This is all free, by the way. I just love trying to predict winners each week. What fun is it if you've got nobody to humble brag about how smart you are, you know?
I am the smartest man alive!
I'll leave a link in the description for this group if you want to join. Make sure that you guys like this video and hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this in the future. If you want me to continue to make these weekly pick'em videos, then we need to hit our goal of at least 50 likes each week. Also, let me know in the comments which games we disagree on. Let's get started. Week 1, we've got the Falcons and the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles kicking off the game. It's not often that I'm willing to pick against the defending Super Bowl champions in the NFL kickoff game because the hype surrounding this game for the home team is typically too much for the visitors. And while the Eagles might come out on fire, their key players won't be playing in this game I just think that might be too much for them to overcome. So I'm picking the Falcons in the upset. Next, we have the Texans and Patriots. As much as I'd like to predict the demise of the Patriots starting in week 1 of the 2018 NFL season, I just can't. Listen, I love Deshaun Watson as much as the next guy. In fact, I have him on multiple fantasy teams this year. But he hasn't played in a real NFL game for a while, and it took a miraculous performance from Watson last year just for them to lose a close game. I couldn't find the stat, but maybe one of you guys will know it. Bill Belichick has an extremely dominant record coaching against quarterbacks for the second time. So that means after he's seen them one time, his game plan against them the second time is extremely effective. I think that he shuts down the Texans offense enough for the Patriots to win. Next, we've got Jaguars at Giants. In the Tom Coughlin Bowl, I see the Giants being pretty motivated to get their season off on the right foot. There's actually still a ton of players on this roster that were there when he was still the head coach, but I don't think that gives the Giants an advantage. For as great as people are talking up this Giants offense, the Jaguars defense has already proved their elite status in this league. I think that they suffocate Eli early on, and the Jaguars win. Jimmy Garoppolo has yet to lose a game in the NFL. Last season, he beat that elite defense we were just talking about in Jacksonville, but they were also making that West Coast road trip and looked kind of sluggish. This Vikings defense has Super Bowl aspirations and Pro Bowl talent at every level. I think it's going to be a wake-up call for Jimmy G and the 49ers. Vikings win. For those of you that have seen my 2018 predictions video, you already know that I think the Buccaneers are not going to be very good this year, while the Saints probably are. Let's not waste any more time. Saints win this one easy. The Titans and Dolphins are both teams that are not getting the respect they probably deserve going into this year. Not to put them on the same level as each other because one team I think is clearly better than the other, but both may surprise some people this year. I think it's crucial for the Titans to get off to a good start in this division that they're in, and Derrick Henry has a huge day running the ball. Titans win. Bills at Ravens. I'm going to be honest with you, this game has potential to be very boring. These two teams are going to primarily feature their defenses all season, and it might take a little while for their offenses to get going. I do believe though this season we see a rebirth of Joe Flacco, so I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to the Ravens here. Steelers at Browns. So maybe I'm drinking too much of the Hard Knocks Kool-Aid here. But this is my upset special of the week. I think that Le'Veon Bell's absence is going to make the Steelers offense a little sluggish to start the season, and the Browns are going to come out on fire this year to prove they're not the same old Browns. I'm sure they'll get exposed later on in the season and lose double-digit games still, but this is their Super Bowl. Browns win. Bengals at Colts. I might have underrated the Bengals in my 2018 predictions, but I'm just not sold on Andy Dalton bouncing back, even though he's got all the weapons a ginger could dream of. However, it's going to take a little while for Andrew Luck to shake all that rust, and this defense is just going to be too good for the Colts to overcome. Bengals win. Chiefs at Chargers. Patrick Mahomes does not have an easy task for his first game as the Chiefs' official starting quarterback. Personally, I think the Chargers defense is going to be ferocious this year. I picked Joey Bosa as Defensive Player of the Year and Derwin James as Defensive Rookie of the Year, so I'm all in on the Chargers defense. The Chiefs are definitely an intriguing team to watch this year, but this is not their week. Chargers win. Seahawks at Broncos. This Super Bowl 50 rematch is an ugly fall for these teams in only 3 years, and I think both are going to be extreme disappointments to their fan bases this year. The Broncos defense is going to keep them in a lot of close games, while Case Keenum just tries not to lose them. Teams are not in real football shape enough as it is in week 1, but playing in Mile High Stadium is going to be too much for a Seahawks offense that may struggle to find an identity outside of relying on Russell Wilson magic this year. Broncos win. Redskins at Cardinals. In a game that is going to feature some underrated defenses, Adrian Peterson gets somewhat of a revenge game on the Cardinals. By the way, I'm still pretty sure he signed with the Saints in last offseason just because he wanted a chance at the Vikings in week 1, but this year he got lucky that an ex-team is featured in week 1 of the Redskins schedule because nobody else was in search of his services. I still think Adrian Peterson can contribute, but he'll likely fizzle out after a couple good performances if they rely on him too much because he just doesn't have the stamina he used to. He's an old guy. I give him at least a good game in week 1, and he's the difference here. Redskins win. Cowboys at Panthers. The Panthers should be a pretty good team this year. I'm a big fan of the Norv Turner edition, but the Panthers offensive line should be the difference in this game. The Cowboys defensive line is an underrated unit, and Matt Khalil could be hosting Randy Gregory's coming out party. Cowboys win. Bears at Packers. The Bears offense is another unit that could surprise some people this year with how much progress they made now that John Fox doesn't have them playing like it's the 1960s anymore. This game has potential to be a shootout and a really exciting week 1 matchup for Sunday Night Football. As excited as Bears fans should be about their new offense, Packers fans should be even more excited because I believe the richest NFL player ever is about to have an MVP season, and it starts in prime time this season. Packers win. While there's a bunch of great divisional matchups in week 1, Monday Night Football features 2 cross-conference matchups that I don't really understand. In Jets versus Lions, at least we get to see Sam Darnold in his first ever start against a defense that I think is going to be struggling to learn Matt Patricia's new scheme. There's potential for this to be a high-scoring matchup, and if that ends up being the case, I'll give the nod to the veteran here, Matthew Stafford. Lions win. Rams at Raiders. In the West Coast Monday Night Football matchup, we have 2 teams headed in very different directions. The Rams are all in on a Super Bowl run this year, while the Raiders are looking to maintain relevance before their move to Las Vegas. I think their handling of Khalil Mack has been ridiculous, and it's going to cost them a few games this season, including this one. Rams win. Alright guys, that'll do it for week 1. Once again, please make sure that you hit that like button so that we can hit our goal of 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see next week's, so they pop up right on your YouTube feed. Good luck to everybody's football teams this year. I hope that we have a great season and that we can kind of get away from all these distractions and just focus on football and have a lot of fun this year. And I will see you guys in the next video.